Like many people, one of my first gaming experiences was with the indomitable Sonic 3 and Knuckles, widely considered to be the pinnacle of Blue Hedgehog media. However, my first foray into the Genesis platformer was the Sonic & Knuckles collection for PC, rather than the original Genesis version. In later years, I got a Genesis and a copy of the game, but in playing both, there was a discrepancy that I never really paid any mind, that is, until now. Due to certain issues with authorship or hardware, some tunes in Sonic 3 were replaced in the PC collection. Plus, there was an entirely new song that went unused. I'm B Sharp Major General, and this is OST and Cookies. The Sonic & Knuckles collection was released for PC in 1997. The music for this game was rendered in MIDI, thus giving the music a slightly different feel to the original. One difference, markedly noticeable, is a replacement of a number of tracks with original music. The stages Carnival Night Zone, Ice Cap Zone, Launch Base Zone, and a few other tracks are new music composed specifically for this PC release. There are two explanations I've seen for this. First, that some of the tracks exhibit signs of Michael Jackson's involvement with the composition of the score. Second, that those tracks require sounds that General MIDI was unable to supply. Whatever the case, the PC collection presents us with new tunes to which we can listen and examine in further depth. In addition to the previously mentioned zone music, the tracks for the competition menu, Knuckles' theme, and the credits are new. Finally, there is an unused track that can be heard by using the sound test feature. Carnival Night and Ice Cap Zones have decent tracks, but none of them really grab my attention like Launch Base Zone or Competition Menu. Additionally, Knuckles' theme is a very short, repetitive track, clocking at only 10 seconds before looping. Therefore, for the sake of brevity, I'll only be looking at the 5 other tracks in greater detail. One of the best set of music comes from Launch Base Zone Acts 1 and 2. Both are upbeat and energetic, pushing the player forward to stop the titular launch of said zone. In the first act, we are greeted with a few measures of an energetic march, accompanied by a strong beat. The music then flows into a driving rhythmic pace. Subsequently, another musical idea is introduced and repeated. This idea is grander and holds out while the bass drives on. Finally, the main melody begins a rapid-fire section of short notes, while the other instruments play jauntily underneath. To me, this segment sounds a bit like a chorus line of vocal song. There is ascent, a few quick bits, and we begin the repeat. I particularly like the sweeping melodies at the beginning and the chord changes in the middle and towards the end. Much like Act 1, Act 2 also begins with a strong beat. However, Act 2's rhythm is syncopated and has a bit of a swing to it. Partway through, there is a sort of solo on a higher-pitched instrument. Finally, there is a lovely bit of harmonic work as the song-like segment of the first act is echoed in the second act's rhythm and style. In the first two Sonic games, all acts within one zone used the same particular track. However, starting with Sonic CD, zones would have different pieces of unique music for each act. These 2 or 4 tracks featured similar musical ideas, but arranged or remixed in different ways. The music to Launch Base Zone Acts 1 and 2 allow us to examine this concept in further depth. As you heard above, the 2 acts presented 2 variations of a particular idea, each suiting the act for which it was written. Our third piece is a single track, but it's really great, my personal favorite out of the new pieces. The defining feature of this track is the fast-paced melody played for the majority of the piece. Despite its brevity, this track is disproportionately good for a piece that is likely heard the least out of all the music in the game. This particular track makes me wonder what the other zone music would have sounded like if the S&K collection had entirely different music, a la the 2 soundtracks of Sonic CD. The credits theme, belonging to the standalone Sonic 3, begins with a hopeful-sounding upward movement followed by some mysterious arpeggiated chords before looping. I said that the competition menu is probably the least heard track in the game. However, this unused track is not heard in the game at all. According to the cutting room floor, the spot that this track occupies on the S&K collection, track number 44, corresponds to the Sonic 3 mini-boss music on the Genesis version. However, this game uses a different track for mini-bosses, so this tune goes unused. Number 44, On Listen, doesn't have the same feel that the mini-boss music has, so I suspect that it would have been used for something else. Thank you for watching one of my videos on game soundtracks. If you liked what you saw and heard, please be sure to give us a like and comment below. This has been OST and Cookies with B Sharp Major General. Thank you.